All right, we've got defender Miles Robinson, just announced today, signed a long-term contract extension with FC Cincinnati. Carter, you want to start us off?
Miles, congratulations. And what did it mean to you to stay with Cincinnati after these first 2 years with the club?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously, I love the city. I love the fans. I love, the culture in the city, and I just want to, hopefully bring trophies and good times for the community and for the people here. And yeah, we got, some tough months coming ahead, but hopefully we can, bring, some memories to the city soon.
So much of signing with a club is the club itself, but you mentioned loving the city and having been moved here so recently, transplanted to the city. What is it you've kind of fallen in love with? What does it remind you of, or make home for you, I guess, in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, in general, first it was the organization. It was, the training facility, the staff, the upper management here. So, friendly and caring, it seemed like. But then, slowly I, got integrated with the city and with the people here. And they're also friendly, from, my neighbors to people I meet on the street to fans. Like, they're just really, friendly, welcoming people. And that's something I definitely appreciated.
You were going to be a free agent, so you had a chance to, explore other options. And Chris had said that there were some big clubs that had shown serious interest. So, obviously you talked about the city and the club, but what really, how much exploring did you kind of do, and what really put it over the top that you wanted to stay here?
Yeah, I think in general you always have to do your due diligence when it comes to things like this, but in general I think I'm becoming, a better player, a better person, a better overall man here, and I just want to continue that path to, better myself on and off the field, and I think this is a perfect place to do that. Yeah, I mean, in general I feel, stronger, faster, overall a better player. But I think that's, due to the, the staff, the players obviously always pushing us, each other on the field. So just in general, very grateful.
For a club that has title aspirations, it seems like they've really kind of made you the centerpiece of the defense moving forward, just investing in you and your future. What does that mean, just the amount of commitment that they showed to you in this deal?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general I'm a person that if someone's willing to, put in effort and believe and trust in me, it just makes me want to, play harder, work harder for the club, for the city, because just the fact that they have, faith and trust in me just makes me want to ensure that I can, put out what they're expecting.
One more, if you don't. There's kind of a notion that teams should be investing more in attackers and midfielders. Obviously that's not your fault where you kind of fit in all that, but do you think that, is there something to kind of prove that as, a centerpiece of this team, as a center back, that this team can still reach those title aspirations and you can be a part of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think in general, just being a center back, it's a central position, down the spine of the team, and you can definitely affect the game and the outcome. In any game that you play in at a center back position. But yeah, it's just about, putting in the work day in, day out, really grinding and, proving to ourselves, our coaching staff, the city, what we can do.
You mentioned FC Cincinnati being a place that you can continue to grow as a player, but as a person. Where have you seen the most, I guess I'll ask in two different ways, professional growth and personal growth over the last 2 seasons here?
Professional. I mean, we just did some jumps and hammy strength drills, and they said it was my personal best. So I think I've gotten a little bit stronger. Shout out to the training staff here, but yeah, as a man, I mean, I'm just continuing to grow. As a father, waking up earlier, continuing to be that person that I want to be, and obviously I have lofty goals for myself as a person and man, but it's just continuing to chop wood, carry water.
Chop wood, carry water.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned this a little bit in some of your other answers, but you've been captain of this team 13 times, the Armband, but a leader in so many other ways. What does it mean to come into this group and be trusted with that kind of leadership so quickly, and how do you want to continue to grow in that way?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, shout out to my teammates for, trusting me in a, somewhat leadership role here. But I'm definitely continuing to grow in that. I think every day When I came into the league, I was definitely not a leader by any sense of the word, but slowly, I've grown to become one, and I think I'm continuing to learn more about myself and my teammates by, leading, being more vocal. But that's definitely something I want to continue to grow in general.
I think you've gotten faster this year.
Yeah.
Is that like being a couple years removed now from the Achilles? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think in general, I think we train hard here. We do a lot to focus in on, our muscles to stay healthy, but also to, gain strength. But yeah, I think I'm probably the fastest I've ever been.
Looks that way to me.
Where's speed? Yeah.
With this weekend being, getting back into game action, I know you were injured the last couple weeks, but how big does this game feel? I know, obviously Philadelphia was another big match, but and probably every game feels that way, but does this almost feel like, just because of the way results have been going recently, that this is a must-win and where Nashville is in the table?
Yeah, I think in general, kind of our mindset is it's a must-win no matter what game it is, but obviously, it being closer to playoffs, it becomes, bigger, higher stakes. Teams are really locked in and kind of gelled as a group in general, but I think maybe potentially this, kind of week off helped us just to continue to gel and grow. But yeah, it's definitely a massive game. Hopefully we can get that W at TQL.
Is there anything you learned, looking back at last year, just kind of the way things ended, that you feel like, I don't know, do you learn anything from that can help you guys make sure that doesn't happen this year, that you can be playing your best going into the playoffs?
Maybe it's just that another year of understanding the playoff format. It's just a different format that I think a lot of players are used to, but it's just kind of continuing to gain that, year of experience when it comes to, playoffs in MLS.
You mentioned it was maybe a good break last week, time to work on the field and kind of get back. The last time you guys had a week off break for the international, you guys came out really strong. I think it was after the DC game, it was 4 in a row. What are you guys able to do over this past week that kind of refreshes, resets? What is it that you think works best for this group to get that kind of success?
Yeah, sometimes it can be that mental kind of reset, the recognition that, it's a long season. MLS is a really long season, so sometimes you kind of need those breaks to really just take a step back and kind of focus on what you need to get better on as a group, and I think that's what we did these last few days.
Thanks, Miles.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Miles.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.